Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is Snapshot 24w06a, and this brings some final Armadillo changes, as well as a new item for Minecraft 1.21. Now, I'm going to cover the Armadillo changes first, because they're for a update that will release sooner. So let's quickly cover them, as I really do want to jump into this new item. So, the first change with the Armadillos, if they are now punched, they will roll up, and they will no longer run away from the player that punches them, or the mob that punches them. And as you can see, they now no longer show their head or arms when they are within this ball. They will peek out to see if the coast is clear just before they unroll. If it's not clear, their head will go back within their body. If it is clear, then they will unroll and carry on with what they were doing. They do also have new animations for rolling up and unrolling. As you can see, they just plop their head in, and then when they peek out to see if the coast is clear, you'll see they bob their head out, have a quick look around, and then jump out of their body. Note, they then jump out of their shell or whatever it is they hide in. This is the final changes to the Armadillo. It's been noted from a Minecraft dev that they're finished working on it. Now, this don't mean that we might not see bug fixes. There could be some bug fixes that come out now, but they're finished with like main features. There has also been some changes to wolves with this Armadillo change. The main thing here is tamed wolves, so a wolf that is tamed will now have double the health. Before, they would have 10 hearts, they now have 20 hearts. There is also something on the patch notes that they won't take some random damage from environmental things anymore. I'm not too sure what that means, but that is noted down. And also when you heal them with food and things like that, they will now heal at twice the rate. So healing them with food is much more efficient, and also they now have a lot more health, so they are less likely to die. This makes them a little bit more useful because with the health boost and then also the protection armor, I guess we'll just have to see within survival mode if they do last a lot longer, or if it's just you watch your wolf die a lot slower. So that is the changes to the Armadillo and the wolf. They're pretty good changes. I like the Armadillo changes where it jumps, and I think the boost to wolves' health is definitely needed, as they were kind of pointless and useless before. But now let's jump to the new item, and that is the wind charge. This is a new item for Minecraft 1.21, and this item is gotten from killing breezes. Let's just spawn some so these can spawn, and if I grab myself a sword and then I take out this breeze, you'll see it drops, I think, between 4 and 6. So it is guaranteed that you'll get some from it. And what these do, you throw them. And when you throw them, they do the exact same as the breeze projectile. So if I throw them, they will knock any entities back within a range, and they will also do some damage. Now, they do have half a second cooldown between throwing them, so you can't spam them. But I think that's good, because spamming them is going to be kind of OP. Before we jump up to surface and cover a bit more about the wind charge, we will just say the vault block has had a updated texture, just because it was too similar to the trial spawners and you couldn't tell the difference between the two. So now if we place them next to each other, you'll see that the top has been altered to have more of a unique texture, and I think so has the sides. Just showing the texture when it's opened as well. If I open this one, you'll see the top opens without the corners, and then it will close up and go back to how it is locked. So now we're going to the surface to show off this wind ball, or wind charge, just because it's a lot easier than inside of a cave. Now, it doesn't hurt me when I throw it, but it does hurt entities, I believe. If I throw one at one of them sheeps, let's see. I totally missed the sheep. We're going to ignore that and pretend I didn't. Let's throw one at one of these sheeps. Yeah, they don't seem, I guess, it hurts if you have, like, direct contact with the mob. So it only damages them if you have direct contact, but if you throw it like next to the mob and have it hit them, it then does no damage. Now, this is a really good item because it can be used in quite a few different ways. The first way is kind of like a double jump. If you throw it at your feet and then jump, you kind of get like a jump boost. Now, you need to make sure you time it, otherwise it doesn't really do anything. But I jumped from there up to this tree, which wouldn't normally be possible. They don't explode in the air, so if I throw one, it won't explode until it hits like a block, so you can't use it to like keep throwing them on the ground to keep boosting yourself up. Now, I was just reading the patch notes to kind of understand how these work, and they grant 10% more knockback than the breeze's wind charge, but they have a smaller radius of effect. Now, one thing to note about these, they can be fired from dispensers. So if you have yourself a dispenser, let's place this dispenser down. If I throw some wind charges inside of there, and then I activate the dispenser, let's do that, you can see that they are fired from the dispenser. And if we have this dispenser go into a block, then take these out and throw them into there, you can see that they will fire into a block, once again dealing that bit of knockback. This is a really cool item, and I'm glad they did add this, because this is going to be used for not only PvP. You can, if you're fighting someone like on the edge of a cliff, you can throw one at them hoping to knock them off, but it can also be used as a way to boost yourself. Now, one thing that I did quickly want to note is this line in the patch notes. Players that launch themselves with a wind charge only accumulate full damage below the Y level of where they collided with the wind burst. So I think that means that if I collide with a wind burst on this block, I won't take no full damage unless I fall below this. So for example, if I was to do something like this and I was to fall here, no, that doesn't work either. I don't know like what this means then. Maybe it means if you have like the full damage rate. So if I was to break down here, I would take full damage from that. So if I was to burst up there and then go down there, yeah, you can see that I take full damage from that. So you won't take full damage if you throw the burst at a block. You won't take full damage unless you fall enough blocks below that. And another thing that I did just here when I threw this, it activates redstone. You can see that throwing it here, it's flicking both of these levers. So this is a way to kind of have a player sense of like, instead of an arrow, you can throw one of these down. That's not correct. You can throw one of these down to activate a lever. It does also open things like fence gates. So you can throw it down to open and close fence gates, which I think is really cool. And there are quite a few other things that it can activate. Now, moving away from the wind charge for a second, there has been a few new attributes added in this snapshot, and they are gravity, and this is determined how quick the player falls downwards. We then have a few others, which is safe full distance, and safe full distance is what will control the distance at which entities will take full damage. You then have another one, which if we find it, it should be here somewhere. Full damage multiplier, which multiplies the overall full damage. So these are now something that you can control, customize in maps, minigames, or even your world. Now, one other thing that I do quickly want to mention, there is another attribute that I missed, and that is block break speed, which multiplies the range at which a player can break blocks. And in Minecraft, I have also made a big change to hoppers. Hoppers that have a solid block above them will no longer try to pick up items that are on top of that solid block. Before, the game would think that it could pick them items up, although it couldn't, and it would keep trying, although it would never be able to. And that has now been fixed. It will no longer try to pick these items up. There are also some resource pack changes and some data pack changes, but I'm not going to cover them. But that is it for this snapshot. I really do love the wind charge. It's a really good item, and I'm glad that they've given the breeze a drop. It now would make me want to go into a trial chamber and conquer it to get a load of wind charges, because they are useful for not only activating redstone from a distance, but also boosting yourself, not like that. But also boosting yourself up at places that you wouldn't normally be able to get to. We'll definitely ignore that I missed that. And to get this item, you do need to have the experimental toggle enabled. But anyway, if you enjoyed, do like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in another one very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.